Well, I'll just tell you, it would help if we found that. That would help. Keep this here in Alaska and keep it federal.
Yeah, I tell you what, I'll give you where the guns are buried, and if I'm going to do that, I might as well give you their, I tossed that other gun up there too. It's not far away from where they're buried. I'll give you that stuff today if I get my cigar, and I need a restroom break, and we'll need Google Maps, and on a big screen probably it's going to be kind of hard for me to find, but I can find it.
Okay.
If you want that stuff today, I'll give it to you. If I get my cigar. But I'm not going to tell the whole courier, I'm not going to tell the whole story, like everything that happened. I still, like I say, I still think there's other things we need to talk about first. So.
Well, that's what we're doing. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, if you need the silencer, then yeah, I'll give you that stuff.
Okay. Restroom break?
I'll get the map now.
I'll get Steve and the cigar. Then we'll go down.
Yes, we'll get Steve over here.
I'm not sure if I don't want to talk about anything that happened before the couriers, before the date of the couriers. I won't talk about anything before that.
Okay. How about after that? Between June and March? You want me to specifically ask you about something, or?
Well, let him think about it. We'll see what he says.
Well, you already know about, or you already have a lot of information about the bank robbery in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
If you want, I can give you arson in Texas. I burned a house down, but I want a cigar for it.
Believe it or not, we have your cigar.
Well, we got just because you brought up the bank robbery. Have you seen these photos?
Yep.
You have seen them? Oh, we provide them in discovery, right? Or
Yeah, well, my attorney said that you were looking at me for them. That's actually what made me start talking. It wasn't the cloning thing.
was this bank robbery?
Yeah.
Oh. Did we didn't show you these photos when we first met?
No, he showed me them.
But we're not going to talk about your attorney or the cloning.
No.
Okay, but this is a bank robbery. You haven't been charged with it. I didn't know if you'd seen the photos for the
Yeah.
for the bank robbery, but pretty good photos.
Yeah. Cameras are getting better.
Yeah. You know, the other thing about telling us about Vermont, I mean, you know, we've made a lot of progress in just talking to you because we've been able to talk to you about that. So,
Right.
I mean, if you'll
The reality is, if I hadn't said anything about Vermont, even with my computer, you probably never would have put two and two together. Let's be honest. So
I don't know. I mean, we're here talking to you because we know we want to get it from you, but it
Right.
doesn't. I do have confidence in what these what the FBI does.
You know, that's fine. Vermont, it is what it is. I already talked about it.
Sure.
It's not like I'm going to
Yeah, it's done.
back out on what I said already or whatever. You know, yeah, that's. But as far as anything prior to that, the specifics and details and names and places, you know, there is more of that information, but I.
Mm-hmm. Sure. No, I know you need to keep the names yourself right now, and you need to control that. Just then give me something from New York that I can take to them and say, here's what. I don't have to tell them any details because I don't want them to know. But I need to know that, look, he's told us something specific that we feel confident that your efforts are solving this.
Well, tell you what, for now, I can, first of all, do I get a cigar today?
If it would help.
It'll help.
Okay.
I'll tell you what. If I get a cigar, like I say, there was those guns that were buried in Vermont, one of which I used in the courier kidnapping. I don't even remember what year this was, but what I can do is I can give you something. I'm not going to give you a body yet, and I'm not going to talk about anything that happened on that trip, but I will give you something that you can verify that the timeline of when I'm talking about.
It's going to be enough information that
You're going to see pictures of me. Let's put it that way.
All right, we'll get that cigar.
What kind of stuff do you have in your backpack?
Oh, I don't know if I want to go into all that today.
All right. This is your call.
Would a cigar help?
Kimberly's car getting back would help.
Well, we're working on that. I mean, we're halfway there, considering that we got...
No, that's great. We're making progress, I know.
and
It's a long time to go without your car, though, if you think about it.
I understand that.
I was just feeling bad for it. I was like, man, this is going to... Like, it's easy for me because I just sit in a cell, but like 2 months to not have your car, that sucks.
It does. And
Especially in a town like Anchorage.
we're making that point to folks, and I think that plus the other stuff helped, but they kept, they're coming back with among other things. Hey, we got to know that the cooperation's continuing, and blah blah blah. So
Yeah.
that's kind of what we're hoping we can continue to show them here today. Is
Yeah, that's good. I mean, yeah, it's kind of funny. They still don't really have any evidence, though.
well, we got the guns,
You got the guns and you got
the glasses.
the glasses, but you don't have anything tying the two together until you find the bodies. Well,
Yeah, we
except
got-
for my word.
Yeah. I mean, we're
And you happen to know where that stuff was.
yeah.
I know. I'm just a lucky guy. Maybe I find stuff everywhere.
Well, and you know a lot of details about the condition of the house, all those kinds of things. So it's you're providing.
I think I scared Feldus last time when I started saying that.
Why do you think that?
I was just messing with him, but it was funny.
Yeah.
I told him I wanted to see pictures of the bodies, and he's like, "Why do you want to see that?" I was like, "So I know that you actually found them. Otherwise, I could always just say I was telling you a big story."
Yeah.
Oh well. He doesn't like to be messed with.
Yeah, you
I
don't
didn't think it was funny.
He's a pretty good guy, though.
I'm sure he's just somewhat overwhelmed.
Yeah, he's a busy guy too. I mean, he's got a lot going on.
Well, everybody's working hard. Everybody's got bosses. The other jurisdictions are getting a little restless.
That was a concern I had.
And that's why we're just trying to get as much information as we can, and assure the other jurisdictions that we're getting that, like Vermont, and
Right.
so that's kind of why.
Well, that's what I don't want to happen, is for them to feel like I'm withholding information and then have them start up their own investigation and go public with that.
And we're pushing back really hard on that. I mean, that's one of the reasons we're trying to get some more information on that, so that we can assure them that we do have two-way communication, and that you are talking to us, and there's no reason for them to do that kind of stuff. But as time goes by, and we're not giving them, we're not telling them that we're working on it. We're working on it. That's kind of what we're up against. So
yeah. All right. Well, I mean, yeah. If I can have a bathroom break and a cigar break,
Sure.
I'll just go ahead and tell you, whatever.
Do the rest
happens.
of the story.
Yeah.
All right. Yep. We'll do that.
And then beyond that, like I say, anything prior to the couriers we can talk about, but probably not till find out what happens with this stuff.
No, that's fair.
I'm going to pause.
Yeah, I'm gonna pause this one too.
Okay. Now, when you're talking about raping the woman, you mentioned going outside after a while, and then coming back in again. Are you like a smoker? Do you go out and smoke, or leave any cigarettes? Or I know you smoke cigars because they talked about you having cigar breaks. Is that what you do when you step outside, or are you just getting some air?
No, that's what I was doing.
You were smoking.
Yeah.
Did you take the butts with you, or
Well,
keep them there?
there isn't really a butt. I smoke them down to where there's not much left, and then I step on them until they look like just another pile of leaves on the ground.
Okay. All right. So, are we talking cigarettes? Is that the deal, or the cigar?
No, it's a cigar. It's all tobacco. It's not.
Yeah.
I think I smoked a couple of them in their backyard too.
Okay. All right. Well, and you'd say that they're smoked down so fine that they would be almost impossible to even recognize as being part of a cigar.
Yeah, I mean, once you step on them, it's just tobacco leaves. So once you step on them and they're not in the shape of a cigar anymore, they look just like any other
Okay.
bit of leaves or vegetation you might step on.